Hi, we're the Ting Tings, and this is a rundown of the 10 tracks on our album, starting with the first track called Great DJ. Track 1 is a track called Great DJ. This is the first song we wrote as a Ting Tings together. Accidentally, Katie just started playing a guitar.
My D chord thing.
Yeah.
I played the D chord continuously because that's all I could play. Jules was playing the drums on his own at the mill and like hot wiring loop pedals, and I thought, you know, I can't just sing to drums, and so I picked his guitar up, which was a
78 Strat,
which I dropped 3 times in that day just because I couldn't play it properly, and I played the D chord for hours and hours just getting used to playing it and did his head in. And then I put my finger on the wrong string and it made like this weird note that sounded really good, so we wrote Great DJ over that. It was a 10-minute long song that we played to our friends at parties. And they all got
still
pissed.
plays it wrong, right?
But it worked.
Yeah.
The second song on the album is a track called That's Not My Name. It's one of my favourite songs on the album, and we wrote that when we was feeling very frustrated and like written off and forgettable, and we had nothing exciting about ourselves, and yeah, it's a frustrated song. I think people think it's a big shiny pop song, and it is, but it was actually, we really meant it when we wrote it, and yeah, that's what it is.
It was the beginning of that. When we were recording it, it was we made up this kind of rule that we would give every song that we had, rough song, we had 2 hours in the studio, and if we didn't get a fix from it in the first 2 hours, we scrapped it. So between Great DJ, there was another song. We went into the studio thinking, oh, we've got half an idea, and 2 hours later, it was like hard work trying to make it work, so we scrapped it. And then the third song, which actually became the second song in the album, was That's Not My Name. I think it's Katie's favourite track. It's our single that's out at the moment. So
I find it very easy to perform live because it's got a lot of frustration in it, and it's very easy to just shout and get angry. But the song, it surprises you, I think, because it turns into something different at the end, which puts a different feel to the song, which I like it, and I don't know how we did that.
And it helped because me and Katie were in a band before and we got sacked off, so feeling kind of really dejected and invisible, I think it came out in all the frustration in that song and all the lyrics. Third track on the album is called Fruit Machine. This is another one of, we put a couple of vinyl out before we finished the album, before we signed a deal in fact. And this was one of the tracks that we did a 4-city launch. We did Salford, London, Berlin and New York, where we got blank sleeves and we stuck them up on the walls, and we asked all the audience to sort of paint and kind of express themselves while we were playing. That was a really good fun thing to do. It was really good being in New York, seeing the way people dealt with the band and the way they sort of painted. Berlin was amazing when we went to Berlin on this. The song was born out of a chant, that sort of chant, you know, like we're going home in a London, it was like that. And we came up with the idea and put that down in about 3 or 4 hours in the studio, and then that's that song finished and done.
Traffic Light was probably quite a strange song for the album. It was one that we wrote previously, before Great DJ, and That's Not My Name. It's a song that we used to play acoustically. Whenever anybody used to say, oh yeah, drop us a song, we'd sing that song, and it used to really work. And yeah, we put that on the album, and I was very dubious about playing it live because I thought it might bring the set down too much and I wanted people to dance. And Jules convinced me to do it at a show in London, and the whole room went completely silent, and it felt really good. It sort of, it surprised me how it pulled people in, so yeah, it's Traffic Light.
Fifth track on the album is a song called Shut Up and Let Me Go.
Just made a video for it, haven't we?
Yeah, we just finished a Kung Fu video extravaganza that we've been making. That's why we're all injured and bruised.
Show you my bruise for this song.
There you go.
My whole body's covered in bruises like that.
And again, this song, a lot of people think it's just about relationships and feeling a bit kind of let down, and it is a bit about that, but it's also, again, a bit of our frustration about being on a label that wasn't doing anything, and we were just trying to get free of that label, and I think it came out in the song. It's a real chic kind of track.
Started to learn how to do rhythm by that point. It's probably like 2 months, so I'd got past the D chord and into rhythm, repetitive rhythm.
And also on the track, just it was 2 weeks ago we got the iPod ad on this track, so that was quite a buzz.
Right, the song called Keep Your Head on the album was, Jules actually started that on a little riff on a guitar that I wasn't feeling because I couldn't think of anything to sing over it. And you just kept doing it, didn't you? And then you looped it, you used this loop pedal, and you looped this little riff and started drumming to it. And I went and sat on my computer and probably checked MySpace or something. And then I just started singing this little idea. And then we just bounced it backwards and forwards until it probably changed about 5 times. But it was written in like a rehearsal mode as opposed to studio mode. And that's one of our best songs live as well.
Yeah, that song's about... it's about, well, at the time we started getting some local press and radio, and people like tipping us to be the big band for this year, and we just wanted to make sure that we could keep our heads on it, really. So
talking to ourselves.
The 7th track on the album is my favourite track on the album. It's called Be The One. This is probably the most Manx sounding track that we got on the album, being a band from Manchester. Influenced and inspired by a Joy Division track. I mean, we were going everywhere at the time, and there was a certain track that was being played everywhere we went.
It's Love Will Tear Us Apart. You'd walk past a busker and he'd be singing it, and we went to watch like this art thing called El Tempo de Postino in Manchester, and it was like 15 different artists, and there was like one of the artists' show was just somebody singing Love Will Tear Us Apart in the dark, and then you go into a shop and it was on the radio. It was just everywhere, and the whole like melancholiness of it, and yeah, I think that rubbed off on us, didn't it?
Yeah. We Walk is the 8th track on the album that we've just put into our set live. We're doing it. We were in a studio and found a piano, and it's the first track we had written together on a piano. And it's a great song. It really works. We're really proud of it, but it's a problem song live because we can't obviously count. We like the energy between the guitar and drums live, so lugging around on a piano is a problem. So we've ditched the piano and we've kind of put it on guitar, and tonight we're debuting it. No, we're not doing it tonight, aren't we? We're doing it tomorrow night for the first time. So.
This album, we was really influenced by bands like Tom Tom Club and Talking Heads, and this song is a song called Imbecile Carpet Song, and basically we had like this whole groovy thing that was very Tommy and rhythmic, and I put a guide vocal down because we had to rush off somewhere. When we came back, we had to listen to it, and it was complete nonsense. It didn't make sense. It wasn't in English at all. And we played it to our friends, and it just sounded really good for some reason, even though it didn't have English words in it. And we tried to think of a few English words, and it didn't work. We put them in, and it changed the whole rhythm of the vocal. So we thought, fuck it, and just leave the English words and the non-English words in it. And that's Imbecile Carpet Song. Currently
banned on the album in China because they can't translate it, and they're worried about what we're saying on the album. The last track on the album is the title track of the album, called We Started Nothing. Again, this is born out of a lot of people saying that we were the new this, the new that, and didn't star because we produced the album ourselves and created this supposedly fresh sound. We started getting really fed up with all those kind of pigeonhole things about what we are or what we should be or whatnot. And we just, again, with all the kind of buzz about the band, we wanted to write a track sort of announcing the fact that we didn't think we were starting anything. There's nothing cool about this band.
Well, it's weird because we did start this band unintentionally, only because we'd been in a band before and it hadn't worked out, and we'd actually got signed and dropped before getting our first record out. And so we felt like nobody would actually want to work with us ever again. Probably being a bit dramatic, but we did feel like that at the time. So we did start the band just to think that we was only playing it for parties, and and that's how far it would go. And so it was a little reminder to ourselves as well as how we started as a band, and not to believe all the hype and not to get caught up in it, just to keep writing the songs like we wrote them in the first place. And it's probably where the next album, probably more of the direction of the next album.
So that's our kind of very brief, hopefully brief, hope we've been not talking too much, rundown of our album, We Started Nothing. It's out on the 19th, next week.
Yeah.